Evening, Speed Gaming fans. Welcome to the Final Fantasy 2020 Randomizer Spring Tournament. I am Dr. Funkin, and joining me tonight is Edgeworth. Tonight we have got Elastoid taking on Crab Cakes in the second of their best-of-3 match. Crab Cakes won the first, so this could be the last match, or Elastoid could hang on. How you doing tonight, Edgeworth?
I'm doing all right. I feel pretty fortunate not to be running these parties, honestly. This is the Who Needs Magic party.
It certainly is. Crab Cakes drafted a thief, followed by Elastoid drafting 2 fighters, and Crab Cakes choosing to take a second thief.
It's been interesting. Crab Cakes loves the crazy specialty parties, and I think this was one of the things that every one of her opponents was going to be afraid of, is having to do something like this in the brackets. There's no crazy Falconics or Tarnans to take a party like this and give her a run for her money. So this could be pretty interesting.
Yep, and the racers are already off, and Crab Cake's going directly into the weapons shop, and not a whole lot great for cheap.
Yeah, the fighters might have to make do with the bonk stick and some wooden shields. We have level 1 nuke for the we have level 1 nuke for the thieves.
And level 1 heal 3 for the fighters.
Yeah, and this is a very predictable move. Let's see if we can fish the Thor hammer out, and it's the TNT instead.
Yep, though technically that TNT could turn into the Thor hammer, though it'll be interesting to see if you go off of that or if you just try and bonk Garland to death.
Yeah, and I think that's what Elastoid is going to do right now. Did he save?
I don't know.
I hope so.
Me too, because if this goes south, it could be bad for him. Oof, that creep hit pretty hard. Crab Cake's actually going to check the treasure first. Well, these bones are not playing nice.
No, they are not. Alright, so that is the, and there's the Adamant as well, so Dwarf Cave looking pretty appealing, right?
Yeah, at this point, I'd be tempted to roll over to Dwarf Cave before checking any of the surrounding towns like Provoker or Elfland, which may not be Provoker or Elfland since we have randomized town.
Ooh, we have ice armor here, which is super good to get early. Just having somebody that can tank a hit from these early mobs is going to be very crucial.
Yep, as Crab Cakes gets her back row thief back rowed by these creeps.
Yeah, looks like they rolled a fair amount of HP.
Yeah, but it looks like Crab Cakes wants that early XP. Those are expensive softs.
Yeah, welcome to the Apple Store.
Oof, you ain't kidding. Looks like Elastoid is going to go check Provoca first before going over to the Dwarf Cave. And Crab Cakes managed to hit level 3 on the 2 characters who survive. Thankfully runs away from those rude bones. Oh boy, sharks are unrunnable. That's always fun.
Yeah, especially when it seems like Elastoid hadn't saved for a while.
Oh no, did Elastoid not save after Garland, or is he... Yeah, it looks like he's going back up.
Yeah.
Garland goes down on Crab Cake's side. Well, maybe he did save after and he's just going to check the treasures.
I think that is an option as well. Zombies with hold and poison touch. Just gonna waste your time.
Definitely. And Who knows if he's even got any pures right now because of how those are pretty expensive too. Almost 100 gold for pure is not what you want to see this early in the game when you don't have any magic. And Crab Cake's looking like she's going to go ahead and walk over to Dwarf Cave. Makes sense, since you got all those free squares around Corneria that you can use to your advantage, as opposed to just being on the open sea.
CC just trying to get these arachnids down, but yeah, the relative inaccuracy of that iron staff is hurting right now.
It certainly is, though these arachnids aren't doing really hitting either, so it's a relatively safe fight, just a little time consuming.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things when you get a party like this, you just have to buckle down and take the fights. I know it doesn't seem great, but you just got to take what you can get.
Absolutely. And it looks like Crab Cakes may be, talking to the Hooray Dwarf, Hooray, and turning in that Adamant for a Ruby, so that's eventually going to be 2 more turn-ins once we find our canal. It looks like Crab Cakes is committing to an early 2-person party. Ooh, this is a great place to find the key.
Yeah,
all these free chests.
Yeah, anytime you can crack into the treasuries and get some good early game experience, it's so useful, and it's going to be even more useful with this party comp.
Yeah, especially since there was a katana hiding out in here, which is going to be an awesome endgame weapon for that thief.
Yeah, giant pile of money as well, so any spells that you need to buy early on, you're in pretty good shape.
I don't imagine that they're going to have any spells they need to buy early on unless we get an early floater and an early tail.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like it's made of a jet seed material at this point. There's some gold bracelets for not too much though, and chain armor as well. You can get geared up pretty well here.
Well, that's good to see. Ooh, Manticores guarding the lock chests and Temple of Fiends, but they don't seem to be hitting very hard.
Yeah, that's one to kind of keep in your mind for later, especially post promotion. You can take this group out in 2 turns.
Yeah, when you've got Nuke on those ninjas, absolutely. They do seem to be a little ambushy, though. And nothing of note in those chests, just a tiny, tiny bit of gold. Dwight in the chat asking if this is the first game in the series. This is actually the second. Crab Cakes won the first, so this could be the last game, unless Elastoid manages to pull out a victory today. We got a bunch more gold and a terrible helmet in the armory, though that opal shield could be real good at the end game if we don't find the Aegis.
Yeah, with 2 fighters, you definitely will get some mileage out of it.
Absolutely. Oh, there were pro rings at the Corneria shop. I missed that. They're not exactly cheap, but they're doable. And now we've got enough money for those silver swords, which is a great way to start out for weapons.
Yeah, those are reliably will get you through the mid game. So even if the ice swords and the fire swords and all those are buried, CC definitely has a plan now.
Yep, and it looks like that gold changed the plan, so it's no longer a 2-man party, it's going to be a 3-man, since she was able to outfit both of those fighters.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see this drop down to a 2-man at some point, but 3-man and, having the thief up, that gives you a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, in general, I would think it's going to be a bit safer at this level, considering we don't have any sweepers if we get locked into some bad unrunnable packs.
Now it's Elastoid's turn with the unrunnable arachnid.
Yeah, but he's already got swords on his fighters, so they're hitting a little easier than the Crab Cakes was with the sticks.
It does not look like the thieves have anything, though, so that's kind of evens things back out. We have the unrunnable sharks, but silver swords are out in force now.
Yep. But the pack are... So it's the Shark Red Sahag pack is the issue, huh? Oh, those Red Sahags with fire, too, though, is a problem.
Oh, and that's going to be an even bigger problem in Sea Shrine.
Certainly is. That massive unrunnable pack is going to cause a lot of problems if you don't have, like, a ribbon or fire mail equipped, or a flame shield, I suppose. And it looks like that ogre is representing America today.
The very patriotic ogre.
Hey, a loose floater.
Oh,
That's one
boy.
thing we don't have to find.
What a loose item to find, and a mage
and a
staff
mage
as
staff?
well.
So now we've got a sweeper.
So the big thing about this is, where is the canal going to be placed?
Yep. Canal, or at this point, if we find the canoe before we find the canal, that works too.
Yeah, I suspect that the ruby's going to play kind of a big role here.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's another 2 incentive checks, so...
The sharks are pretty beefy, too, upwards of 170 HP.
Yeah, kind of an annoying, unrunnable formation with those, casty red sahags and how much health is on that darn shark.
It's good, though. CC has 73 cabins, and probably will be using most of them.
Sports Hefe in the chat asking what the Mage Staff casts. The Mage Staff casts Fire 2, so that's going to be very useful if, say, we have to go into Marsh Cave and we want to deal with those giant packs of undead.
Yeah, early on, the Mage Staff is one of the better items to find. It gets you through Marsh, it gets you through Ice Cave, gets you through Ordeals pretty reliable.
Yep. Oh yeah, 9k is pretty nice for those gold bracelets. And Crabcake's going ahead and equipping one on the thief to make sure that it stands as best as it can.
Yeah, she's also checking the other towns as well, just to make sure she doesn't miss anything. We knew it was Gaia with not much there, but it's a good check.
Yep. And, I mean, when you're up here, you may as well see what kind of treasure Matoya's got in her chests.
Maybe it's a loose crystal. She could be really lazy.
Hey, she can't see without that thing. She could have dropped it and just lost it. Accidentally kicked it under the table.
It's like Velma with her glasses.
Exactly. But just a little bit of money in a tent. Nothing worth keeping.
Yeah, heads up play to save by the dock and reset back. She knows exactly where she is in the encounter table right now.
Yeah, it's a move that you see a lot of veteran runners do, especially if they don't have the crystal, is just save by the dock and then reset out if the treasure's not worth it. And at this point, we've pretty much exhausted everything but Keylock, Northwest Castle, and Marsh Caves, so... If you're hoping for an early Marsh play with this party, then you better hope there's nothing in those 3 chests at Northwest Castle. Elastoid up at Temple of Fiends to get his disappointment at what's in these chests.
Yeah, but he has the mage staff for this Manticore fight, so if they don't hit very well, he might get a good chunk of experience out of it.
That's very true. Oh, and it looks like they have very low health, so... Ooh, a loose chime! So that's 2 of our 3 loose items, aside from the canal, which is also loose.
And we also found Death Touch.
Oh, Death Touch wizards. That hurts. And then the other spike tile is Water, Nagas, and Waters.
Yeah,
who
so
look like
yeah,
they've been boiled.
yeah, yeah, it's scalding waters today.
Looking to
I
pour that in my coffee in the morning.
I like the fact that even though the wizards had Death Touch, when Death Touch missed, the wizard still hit for 300 damage or like
Yeah,
170.
yeah, it was death touch no matter what. Those wizards were coming for their scalps.
Well, yeah, Elastoid is getting a lot of nice early levels from the Manticore encounter.
Yeah, the way he routed this is really paying off for him. Having that mage stick to be able to easily take out these manticores, and now he's one-shotting them with those silver swords. So and now that we have some armor on, these bones can't hit for any real damage.
Yep, and here we have a grind right now.
Yeah, I can't say I blame Elastoid for this. With a party like this, getting a little bit of early XP certainly helps. You're limited on what you've got for magic to whatever items you find, so it helps to have that extra survivability in the form of HP.
Oh boy, there's Scums with damage poison. Pretty much takes out all of Crabcake's party, but she's still gonna look for that canal. And
It
if she
makes
finds
sense.
anything good, she can walk it out like a canal.
Yeah, very much like a canal. Oh, and these gargoyles don't have much health either.
So the probability of anything else of value in Marsh is kind of low. Really, probably the worst case would be skipping a Masmune of some sort. Or an
Yeah,
endgame weapon.
yeah, an endgame weapon like that, or maybe, you know, a ribbon. But yeah, the odds of our, you know, third loose item also being in Marsh Cave when we've already found two of them seems pretty low at this point.
Oh,
Ooh,
woof.
glare scorpions. This is a nasty, nasty area.
Yeah, that's a formation you see a lot in Marsh Cave, especially if you go to the bottom floor. So, CC, just gonna hightail it out of there. It's gonna get us a little bit of extra experience on that fighter as well, and why not?
Yeah, why? Absolutely. It's already level 7, now level 8.
Yep, and here
Yep.
comes the two-man.
Looks like she just wanted the 3 for that safety in case Marsh Cave had to happen, and now that it has, time to go back down to 2.
Yeah, it's always useful to have as many people up as possible in Marsh Cave, but when you have one thief already, the second one isn't going to do much. So it was kind of a nice balance to strike going with the three-man.
It certainly seems like that, and we got Provoca at the Vanilla Melmon location, so we're about to take out some pirates and get yet another incentivized location. So we've got 3 on this continent. Someone in chat asking who's winning at this point. It's definitely too early to tell. Ooh, Pirates giving us the slab. We can say that Crabcakes has the exploration and knowledge advantage, whereas Elastoid has the level advantage. And there's our crystal for sale at Provoca.
All right. Unfortunately, not a lot available to cash out for that.
Yeah, it may be worth just, that's something that, with Elastoid taking that grind on the Manticores, you might actually be able to just buy it when he comes here, whereas Crab Cakes, depending on what she finds, going to turn in the ruby and see what chests are over there, may have to come back later for.
Yeah, she'll have 4 chests of worth of items, and she just needs to hit one fairly large gold chest. And if not, there's always the top 5 of Earth as well.
Yeah, or maybe she'll hit that second katana and decide to sell one. Ah, there's money and a crown.
So yeah, it looks like you're gonna go back to the Inner Sea anyway.
Jonathan Yoshi in chat pointing out that Elastoid spent a bunch of his money on gold bracelets, so he's only down to about 6k.
And Elastoid finding the loose chime early as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too surprising considering he hasn't been to Marsh yet and would want to check this before committing to a Marsh dive. And Vanilla Rod with Sarda.
So not exactly what you're looking for. The Earth dive at low levels is kind of unappealing, but CC can avoid doing that because of the giant pile of money she just spent.
That's right, she can take that crystal and go turn that in, and then she's also got the ability to go to the Vanilla On-Rack location and the Vanilla Crescent Lake location to see what those towns are. If either of those are Crescent Lake, they'll have yet another incentive item for us. Crab Cakes wanting nothing to do with Earth at this point, and I don't blame her. Oh, houses are only 660. That's not bad. Alright, and Crab Cake's heading over to turn that crystal in before doing anything else. Ragnarok pointing out that there are wizards in Earth Cave, which, yes, that makes a lot of sense why you wouldn't want to go to Earth right now, with them having Death Touch and hitting like trucks. Elastoid finding his canal. Crabcake's getting a bottle for that crystal, which is a pretty simple turn-in since Gaia is right down the river. Oh, so in the chests that Crabcake's elected to skip, there was a dragon armor. Depending on what she finds for endgame armor, that's really nice for a nice little advantage for Elastoid, because that is perfect endgame armor for one of those fighters.
Yeah, and Elastoid definitely wanted to see that, considering he's keeping up his entire party.
Yeah, he's got more characters to gear out than Crabcakes does. And unless it turns out our third loose happened to be in Marsh Cave, Crabcakes is never going back there. Elastoid heading to the basement of Marsh, so we'll get to see what's down there shortly. Unless, he gets flattened by some of the nasty things, like those scorpions with glance and what.
Well, there we have Chime and Cube, so the Sky package is complete for CC.
Yep, as CC loves to say, sky, 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 sky. Oh, I guess I... Oh, right, she's gonna go turn in the crown. She's not going back to Marsh Cave. The crown
Here,
is
take
an...
this opal bracelet.
Yeah, and I mean, that's perfect. That's great armor right now. I mean, yeah, you prefer it was a canoe so you could go get your airship, but you'll take it.
Elastoid, meanwhile, finding a Bane sword, which is pretty useful as well. So second casting item, and could be one of those that gets you to save a bunch of time in fiend fights.
It certainly
However,
would.
you are not very likely to survive this fight.
No, with it being unrunnable... Well, that mage staff is putting in some work, so he might actually.
Wow, that is some great turn order there. And Wizvamp is deciding to cast today, which is even better. So as long as the follow-up isn't horrendous.
Lit 2, so still not too bad, considering the early grind.
Oh, that mage staff just keeps rolling low. Oh no!
Oh,
Oh,
wait,
it
I think...
missed!
Nice! So, one thing some people may not know is that in Final Fantasy I, when you get muted, it also stops you from using item magic. And that was worth plenty of XP. Elastoid's got some really nice levels at this point.
Yeah, wow, clutch that out, so... CC, meanwhile, headed in the direction of Crescent Lake, it looks like.
This makes sense. It's entirely possible. There's basically, at this point, a 50% chance, because there's 4 towns left, and she hasn't seen 2 of them, that one of them is Crescent Lake, and is yet another incentive location, so... CC sees some of those scorpions, is like, nope, nope, get me out of here. Ooh, those race casting lit 3 are caused Elastoid to reset out. That is unfortunate. And he's abandoning the bottom of Marsh at this time. Makes a lot of sense. Meanwhile, Crabcake's about to check out On-Rack, which is Crescent Lake. Let's see what the old men in the park have for us today. They got the herb, so fetch Quest City. We had someone in chat asking what Crescent Lake was. Unfortunately, I missed it because I got distracted by Elastoid's wipe in Marsh Cave. Crabcake's hitting up this southern dock to turn in the herb. Makes a lot of sense. Crescent Lake was Lefane. Thank you to Kitamoon in chat for letting us know. And there's our canoe. So Crab Cakes has got to be ecstatic to see that, as she'll be in the air momentarily. Meanwhile, Elastoid taking out the pirates, about to get his slab. Oh, more scorpions just blocking Crab Cakes. And at 29:51, Crab Cakes is our first runner in the air. And Gaia is Elfland. Crab Cakes not bothering, since there's nothing there she needs right now. And going to check out whatever's down in the Vanilla Fame location. It's got to be Melmond at this point, which will get the slab translate, and then we'll be able to take that back to Crescent Lake, which is currently Lefane, and see what the Lefenish have for us. Elastoid turning in his ruby, about to get his crown. Yep, at this point, Crab Cakes has all the incentive locations available to her, which I imagine we'll see her go for, since she's already found 2 loose, and hitting up all the incentive locations will let her know if she has to hunt down that last loose item or not. Right now, the worst item we could possibly have to be loose would be the loot, as the loot can be in literally any chest in the game except for the ones in Temple of Fiends Revisited. Tyro's not playing nice with stun, so Crab Cake's forced to reset out of that fight. And Lefane's got a power bonk, which is absolutely a piece of gear that you want for the endgame. Being able to cast Saber on a party member, increasing their accuracy and damage, can, especially in a 2-man party, is going to help you take down those final fiends. And Crab Cake's taking some time to check out the items in the Corneria, or not Corneria. Ooh, a ribbon in the Cardia Isles. So a ribbon, great. That Coral Sword, also the best weapon that a thief can equip. So until we get the tail.
Yeah, when you're still looking for equipment, grabbing any of the free chests that you can get is always a good move.
Yeah, I absolutely can't blame her for doing this, and she's getting dragon blocked, wishing that she had a guillotine, but unfortunately that is not the case in these tournament flags. Real poverty hitting the dragons this seed.
It's been a bad season for hoarding, but there's an ice sword.
Yeah, which also fantastic to find right now. It's a slight upgrade over that silver sword, and about the best thing a fighter can equip, short of a Masamune or the Sun Sword.
Got to figure out where that tail is hanging out because that will turn the ninja into a contributor right away.
Yeah, being able to equip that katana immediately turns the thief into a massive force to be reckoned with. Maybe it'll be here in the waterfall cave. And Mud Goal's a little beefy, took 157 damage and didn't blink. So yeah, that was a decent XP fight, but they're pretty beefy. I'm not sure that Crab Cakes is going to continue taking that, especially with how hard they hit that fighter.
That is a relatively well armored fighter too, so it's no joke. How about a gas dragon instead?
The Gas Dragon with Poison Touch, Crab Cakes nopes right the heck out of that.
Interesting. I might have tried a swing and a run just to see how vulnerable they were to the ice sword.
Yeah,
But they tend to roll fairly high though, so I can understand why.
absolutely. And since that was only 2 Mud Goals, she goes ahead to take those out, gains a little more levels out of it. Still no interest in these ambushy Gas Dragons.
Yeah, no interest in the nightmares as well. They have kind of crazy evade.
Oh yeah. Lobsters on the spike tile. Not actually hitting that bad. 2 hits for 20 damage isn't terrible considering what lobsters can be. And there's a Vorpal sword and our loot, so luckily that's not our loose item. An X-Cal, so we already don't care about that Vorpal.
So the Vorpal actually you can get some mileage out of that in the Tia fight
Certainly
and
can.
the Tia 2 and the Chaos fight, but yeah. No, X-Cal, finding both X-Cal and Vorpal feels pretty good in my opinion because you can at least switch to the high crit rate for the high absorb boss.
Exactly, and yeah, between those two, you don't, and already having a katana, you don't need to worry too hard about hunting down that Masa.
Alright, Elastoid, meanwhile, cashing in the crown for the Cheerio.
And at this point, Crab Cakes' 2 characters are at higher levels than Elastoid's 4, so you may start to see her levels, like his early grind is being negated a little bit by the fact that she's decided to go with a 2-person party. At this point, she's going to start gaining levels significantly faster than Elastoid will.
Yeah, and it's only going to get better as soon as the tail comes into play. It's just a matter of finding out which incentive dungeon it's hiding in.
Yeah, it would be very rude if the tail happened to be our final loose item. But yeah, at this point, we've got 2 incentive locations left, and so guaranteed. Well, actually, there's no guarantee still. So we've got 2 incentive locations left, and we've got the tail, the Thor hammer, and the Oxyale left. Oxyale is probably the worst item to be loose because that's something we'd have to hunt down before we can get into go mode. Followed by the tail, since we would really love to promote and turn that beef into a ninja. Plus, being able to get some spells would be nice. Gargoyles seeming okay so far. They're only hitting for 1 to 3 damage, even on the Thief.
There is a thief with a gold bracelet, though.
Very true. Very true.
Or they might even be wearing the opal bracelet. I don't know where that ended up.
I think she might have put it on the Thief, since she found the ice armor for the fighter. Going ahead and giving these zombie dragons a try makes a lot of sense, considering she got that mage stick and it's going to do some good damage to him.
Yeah, not too worried about slow with the ribbon in tow as well.
No, not at all. And while they aren't going down super quick, they also aren't particularly dangerous, so it'll be a decent XP chunk. And now that she's hit level 15, she's probably going to be hoping to find that tail sooner rather than later so that she can start building spell charges.
Yeah, with the 2-man, that's kind of less of a concern. You gain so many levels that going a little bit over the threshold doesn't feel too bad. But the sooner you have access to like level 1 nuke, the better off you.
Yeah, though level 1, at this, considering it's a ninja, level 1 through level 4 nuke is all the same to them.
Oh, the Cerebus Wiz Ogre fight is unrunnable.
That could be real rude.
Oh boy, Mancats with lots of nasty stuff.
Ooh, free pro ring, though. And there's our Oxy Ale. So at 41 minutes and 38 seconds, Crabcakes has entered go mode.
But it's go mode by logic, but maybe not by equipment.
No, not at all.
I suspect an Ice Cave play in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I expect she'll try and hunt down a little more equipment, probably hoping for that tail. Yeah, at this point, it's 50-50 that Ice Cave has the tail in its incentive location, or it's the Thor Hammer.
Elastoid, meanwhile, taking a trip to scenic Crescent Lake and gets herb from the old man.
Which we know is going to immediately turn into a canoe, which will then turn into getting into the air. And yeah, Crabcakes immediately to Ice Cave. She wants that tail.
Oh,
Oof.
hi, Death Touch Wizards.
Welcome back.
Yeah, she was thinking about going for it, but no. No. Just go first. That's all you need.
Yeah, I would almost consider, just because Ice Cave can be Ice Cave, bringing up those other two bodies just to put at the front and be meat shields for things like those Death Touch Wizards.
Especially if you're gonna invest a lot of time here, it would feel real bad to just run into a giant pack of, or you know, race with Lit 3. That's also kind of bad.
Yeah, Elastoid ran into those in a marsh earlier, and they also seem to be ambush happy while casting Lit 3, so.
I can't believe that thief lived. Holy cow.
Yeah, he's got the he's got the devil's own luck. We have a question in chat about how the party order stuff when it comes to run chance, ambush rate, etc. Ambush rate is generally the same, though I know that thieves have a little bit higher chance to avoid an ambush.
It's a calculation based on the luck stat, so thieves are going to be pretty good in that regard.
Yep. And don't ask me what that calculation is. I am not going to do math on Twitch.
Yeah, it's only a modest improvement, though. I think the best you can do with that thief is
Blizzard too. Oh, these wraiths are awful.
That's neat. Yeah. So all enemies have a chance, a value, an ambush value of say 4. Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. That's Shadows, the highest enemy ambush rate in the game. They have a 90 ambush rating. So you can kind of tell, relative to one another, what is a real awful group to run into. But the thief has sort of initiative that can go up to about 8. So really, it's not a huge advantage. Any enemy that has an ambush bias is probably going to get the drop on you no matter what.
And it is the tail, so I definitely think that's... Well, it still may not push Crabcakes into go mode, because she still might want a little bit more gear. She definitely doesn't have to get anything else at this point.
Yeah, the question is, will she live to tell the tale?
These wraiths are going to do everything in their power to stop her, but she does have a ribbon, so... And a mage stick to put them out of their misery. The biggest problem is going to be if she runs into more of those Death Touch wizards.
Yeah, you can hit a 7-pack of those guys.
And there it is. Ugh.
And this is, I think you were right on the money. Just bring up the other group. I mean, it's very likely that they just die to lit 3s, but yeah, she's thinking about it.
Looks like she did a hard power cycle there.
Speaking of power, Elastoid found the power gauntlet, so this is precious seconds coming back into Elastoid's favor.
Yep. And it looks like she's trying to use that thief to avoid the ambushes, and it worked this time. But still gets knocked right the heck out by those wizards. Well, it looks like Elastoid's taking us into the volcano to see what's up at the armory. So far, nothing super exciting. That rune sword is an improvement over that falchion, though. Oof, good luck running away from that 5-pack of wizards.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating to watch this because there's so many things in that initial rundown that she dodged. I would really take my chances with just not knowing what the encounter table is from this point on. But maybe she has an idea of what she can manipulate in and out.
Elastoid finding a ribbon in the armory.
The second ribbon, also pretty darn useful.
Yeah, and I imagine Crabcakes won't miss that one, because I suspect after doing Ice Cave, she'll probably go to Volcano just because of its proximity, and I imagine she'll check Armory just because of how chest dense it is.
You might skip out on that and just promote.
Good point. She'll probably go promote, and then likely run wherever from there.
Right, so now this is the first wizard encounter she has to dodge. Or no. So she moved it to yeah, she moved it down a floor.
Geith's having Viz too. Well, she's already in better shape in that she's still got 2 characters standing at this point.
Yeah, moving the ribbon seems to be paying off, though. That thief just does not have the HP pool to eat multiple lit threes.
Very true, yeah. Giving him that resistance is paying big dividends.
Alright, so she took an encounter on this floor, but unfortunately it was high roll lit threes.
Ouch!
And the thief fails to run, which is, yeah, it's just the way this goes sometimes. Yeah, that was a brutally high roll lit 3. So, I think one more encounter to beat, and of course it's these guys.
The wizard. Oh no.
Yeah, that was the encounter she needed to minute out.
Luckily, she got the drop on that pack of wizards coming in this time, so...
Yeah, and I think this is just where you go and do something else for a while. Just beat up some manticores.
Like, I get why she's not. I understand wanting that tail, but this is brutal.
Yeah, and Elastoid is going to have a lot less trouble with this, having the levels distributed across the whole party.
Absolutely.
It's death touch that you're worried about, so having 4 people that have the ability to run is going to be that much better.
It certainly is, though. It's not just the death touch that's going to be causing problems, because like those lit threes are also brutal, but that early leveling he did will help him survive all that. Ugh, getting ambushed by this 6-pack is terrifying. Oh, that's right, they also had Blizzard. I forgot about that.
It's just this is straight up a horrendous tilt moment right now.
Absolutely. Oh, and there's your 7-pack. Thankfully, she gets turn order.
Yeah, if you're gonna make the dive again, you have to make the dive with a different group, because you run into wizards, you run into wraiths, you run into wraiths again, then you run into wizards again, and then wraiths again. The chances that you survive all of that is not very high.
Yeah, you definitely want to try hitting it at a different point in the encounter table. Sports Hefe, the wizards only have death touch. It's the wraiths that have Blizzard and Lit 3. And we're already down the fighter, and we haven't even picked up the tail yet. Barely makes it out of that fight with those wraiths. Meanwhile, Elastoid going deep into the fire floor. Red dragons are unrunnable, kind of annoying.
Boy, well, that's the other group.
Yep. Cyan, she went through Marsh Cave with 3 characters and then danned off the extra right after Marsh Cave.
The question, why waste steps at the stairs? The next encounter upon her going upstairs is Death Touch Wizards. So she's trying to manip the table as hard as she can at this point, and it's just, yeah, this is just, I don't know, it's throwing good money after bad. One of the things that I've learned from Artea, especially with regards to the two-man strats, is that you just have to do things that you're able to do. So maybe this is something that you just put off until later. Give Volcano a shot instead. You're right here.
Burt Reynolds asking what the match score is. It is currently 1-0 Crab Cakes.
All right, so 2 people alive going into the into this fighting.
Yep, that's the best we've done. We did it once before. Let's see if this time is the time that it pays off.
You've got Elastoid's motley crew has made it all the way to the bottom of Volcano.
Yep, and is about to take on Carrie.
Yeah, this is not a fun fight either. You've got a very durable group, but if she has anything in the way of skills, it's gonna get not so fun real fast.
Crabcake's getting lucky in that while she was ambushed, 2 of those wraiths swung instead of casting.
Well, we're back to solo thief strats. Alright, 2 hits with the power gauntlet. She gets a chance to strike first on the wizards. This might be the break she was looking for. Oh hey, some more wizards.
Oh, she makes it out of that fight and hits the staircase. Oh god, I almost had a heart attack when she didn't immediately save and took a step.
But here we go. We have a tail. We're gonna promote. She can continue to play the game now. And now it's this Elastoid, meanwhile, is just like, it's cave, nah, you know what, I'm gonna go back and get some supplies first, which is an incredibly good move.
It certainly is.
Well, now she runs into some catmen. And meanwhile, while we were watching Crabcakes dancing through raindrops, we had Elastoid lighting the fire.
He sure did, giving him the orb lead. And now Crabcakes finally gets to equip that katana she found oh so long ago. It's hard to believe there was ever a time when she didn't have a katana in her inventory.
Alright, time to go magic shopping.
Absolutely.
Katana and Excale, 2 great tastes together at last.
Greggly Puff pointing out that that is Elastoid's first orb light of the series, because, yeah, the first game did not go well for him.
Buy a lamp! Buy a lamp! No.
Boo.
Fire 3 Quad X. Alright, some good stuff kicking around here. We know where Provoca and Canary are.
Ragnarok pointing out that Lamp was slot 2, and therefore it was locked, and she couldn't get it even if we wanted her to.
You should at least try. Maybe today will be the day.
Hello, Edge's cat.
Hello. Oh yeah, so heal 3 and Invis 2 on the Knights as well. It's pretty big.
Yeah, especially since we haven't seen hide nor hair of a white shirt.
Those are pretty quick ordeals for Elastoid, so seem to work out pretty well.
Yeah, not too surprising. Ordeals wasn't particularly nasty. We know Ice Cave is the real bad one, and Crab Cakes is into the volcano.
Alright, so she should find that,
Ribbon.
well, she finds a great grind tile here. Holy cow.
Ooh, yeah, and these rock goals are going down fast, so yeah, that is a fantastic one. And it's a safe one, correct? Because she can just go down, up, and since that bottom row is just above the door, they aren't actually a counter tile.
So now is the time to get some levels. Well, I think earlier was, but here we are.
Yeah, earlier may have helped, though. I mean, there's only so much you can do against Death Touch wizards.
She's gonna walk that experience up.
Oh.
Does she have a house?
She has at least 2. I thought she picked up 2 earlier, but maybe not.
She might be going for more magic.
Cure 4 and exit. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, exit after grind. Pretty nice.
I'm guessing she went in there, saw that grind tile, got enough so that she would at least have a charge of exit, and is now going to use that to facilitate the grind. Meanwhile, Elastoid clearing out the Cardia Isle, so he'll get his second ribbon.
I'm very curious how much time Elastoid is going to spend in Ice Cave.
Yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see compared to Crab Cakes' multiple dive. Tyrannex, Elastoid hovered over Ice Cave in the airship and decided, nah. These Medusas casting Scorch are more annoying and time-wasting than anything else.
Alright, meanwhile, a trip to the waterfall. And there's the second ribbon.
Exactly as many as you need when you're doing a two-person party.
And there's the exit to save some time.
Ragnarok, I'm not sure that Elastoid saw the Death Touch Wizards. I know that he did see the Lit 3 Wraiths, so he knows it's haunted by those. And
now we're the races. Yeah, there's the new.
Yeah, we are cooking with some serious gas there.
Taking this red dragon fight, pretty good experience to stumble into just randomly along the way.
Yep.
Elastoid his knight starter kit, and the.
Yep. Crabcakes doesn't have much choice since those red dragons are actually unrunnable.
I think it's one of those things where you would just look at it and take it anyway. It's such a fast fight.
Absolutely, especially when you're swinging this hard with these two characters already.
And I don't mind these greed checks in Volcano. They take almost no time.
Exactly.
Alright. And some heal 3s to negate the damage, and we're in good shape.
Certainly are. Wizogre's looking a little jaundiced today.
Yeah, just that is not a healthy diet. You gotta have something other than Agamos. I know it works for the black belts, but it's just not how you're built.
Carry with a decent enough health to survive 2 hits and make it to the second round, but after that, it's over.
No, it's Ogre.
Oh, apparently I misspoke. I apologize. And at 107.29, Crabcakes lights her first orb.
She's making a lot of progress so far. Being in go mode and kind of executing through this. Pulls even on the orb count with Elastoid, and now it's Elastoid's time to go enter the washing machine.
The death pit. Welcome to the Thunderdome, Elastoid.
So, if he hasn't been power cycling, this could get interesting. Because he ran into a pack of R-Bones right out of the gate.
Yeah, and I don't think we ever saw that on Crabcakes' top floor.
Alright, the Sky Train is rolling.
It sure is. Yeah, it did. The power cycle did have wizards on the top floor.
Yeah, it graciously introduced you to a lot of unpleasant things.
Speaking of unpleasant things, Elastoid losing both of his thieves to wraiths, which is going to make his ability to run away a little bit hampered.
Yeah, the fighter's not so good at it. They have the higher HP pool, but it's all that heavy armor.
Crab Cake's taking a massive pack of mummies and whiz mummies.
Yeah, when that pack rolls like 3 and up whiz mummies, it becomes an experience vignette.
Someone asking if there was life available for the fighters. No, there was not. They do have Cure 4, though.
Yeah, Cure 4 on a night along with Invis 2 access is pretty solid. As long as you manage your resources well, you've got a really good shot against Chaos.
Getting the drop on those bad men and running away. And,
Another pack of for Elastoid, but you know, 2 ribbons and on 2 high HP characters doing the work.
Speaking of ribbons, Crab Cakes found her 3rd ribbon in Sky.
Oh, nice. I wonder if she's going to check a bunch of chests on this floor, because this is probably the best floor for 2-man strats. Or 2-man melee.
Yeah, it looks like she is. That makes a lot of sense, considering that the amount of XP that's available from the encounters on this floor, and it gives you a chance to potentially find just that one extra piece of gear to push you over the top.
I'd say if she finds a defense sword, she's really in business. A white shirt is just going to be, you know, icing on the cake as well.
Yeah, I mean, she's already got the power bong, she's got great gear. I definitely think you're correct. Either the defense sword or the white shirt would really push her to just hit the gas completely. Gold bracelet and a pro ring, so if you weren't already fully equipped, here you go.
This is interesting. She's going to survey the air elementals to see what they have. They are, you know, slightly less evasive than usual and with significantly less health. So that becomes a much better fight to take.
Yep, and we got some metal slimes, which I'm a little surprised. Oh, did they have something nasty? Oh, I think they had damage poison.
Yeah, I think it was also not a particularly large pack either. So, oh wow, the nightmares don't have very much health either.
Yeah, now that we have enough hits to deal with how evasive they are. Burt Reynolds saying that in 30 years of running this game, I have never killed an air elemental.
I mean, I've had unrunnables before. That was not fun.
Yeah, that's always brutal when that happens. It's definitely happened to me before.
So this is typically a scary floor for double melee, because of encounters like this. But more importantly, the 9-pack of mancats and medusas. Just it's a slog to get through if you have to try and fight it. But in Cece's shoes, she has a bunch of nuke charges to get through that. And
she certainly does.
Yeah, and she's probably going with fast strats. Yeah, there's another katana.
Yep. And a Zeus gauntlet if you want another free cast ability.
Yeah, and I think you would be hard-pressed to turn that down before doing a run through C, just in case you run into an unrunnable pack there. Like those Arsa hags with fire, too.
Absolutely. Now, if you're in Crab Cakes' shoes, and you've been doing this 2-man party, or 2 men are at about level 27, let's say, do you bring up the other 2 before going into C to get some extra XP on them?
That's a good question. I feel like having higher levels on the Knight and Ninja is more valuable than just spreading it out amongst everyone else.
Okay. I wasn't too sure, considering she did end up buying magic on the other two and has found enough gear for them that it might be worth getting them up to get a few spell charges.
Yeah, it's hard because you would have to get them up to level 15 as well, and that I think just doing that while clearing the dungeons is not going to happen.
Fair enough. And we are on the Bridge of Destiny, so get your Bless RNGs into chat if you want to see a robot chicken tonight. And it looks like Elastoid managed to get through the ice cave on his first attempt, so... Oh, slimes also have thunder. They are really rude today.
It's a good day to have 2 ribbons.
It certainly is. And to have a mage stick.
It's a pack of fire hydrants. This is pretty much guaranteed a 2-rounder.
Yep. They always seem to roll fairly low health, fairly low damage. They seem to be just, like, tailor-made for a melee party like this to get some extra XP.
Yeah, they are just not scary in that pack without access to cremate, and when the script shuffles off of them, they just become a punching bag.
And we got us a war mech, and Crab Cakes is gonna take it.
The amount of levels you will get off of this on a 2-man party is absolutely insane.
And it looks like that war mech hit for basically no damage on the ninja. And the ninja already swinging for 191 on the war mech. We're going to go ahead and power bonk up. 5 hits, 112. War mech is already missing, so now we're just going to go ahead and swing. War mech very punchy.
Yeah, this is a broken down war mech. This is not the Titan of previous seeds that we're used to.
Absolutely. Seems to have a lot of health, though. And he finally goes down, and this is going to jump up to level 30 from level 27, I think she was at, maybe 28.
Yeah, it's the pride that's keeping that war mech up.
Yeah, it did so little damage to her, she didn't even bother healing up before Tiamat.
I've done this gamble before, and it's just, you're really hoping that you can just use that house outside and just save all the time of menuing.
Yep, absolutely. And Crab Cakes killing Tiamat at 117.34 and taking the Orb lead.
So at this point, CC could easily hit 32 on the night, and that gets you another swing with the Vorpal. I don't know how her feelings are with respect to Excal versus Vorpal. She already has the extra hit with the Excal, so she's doing well there.
I think she's of the camp that you use Excal until, like, you get to the high absorbed fiends on the lower floors, but I may be incorrect. Unrunnable Gray Sharks and Wizzahags. Some extra bonus experience points for those two characters. Bong780 in chat suggesting that the only thing that's likely to stop Crab Cakes is a nasty Chaos. I mean, could also run into some nasty Kraken 2 or a nasty Tia 2.
Yeah, I would say the scariest thing for a 2-person party is a Kraken 2 that just does not have a magic script.
Yeah, Punchy Kraken 2 is always just brutal.
Yeah, and I think if you run into one of those, your only recourse this seed is to probably beef up the other party members just so you can get double casts of Invis too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, the combination of having extra characters, casting Invis, plus having them in the front row to act as meat shields would give you a much better chance against a punchy Kraken. As things stand right now, if they're kind of cast happy, that's probably the best case for CC.
Yeah, considering she's got, all the ribbons she could possibly want, cast happy means that you're taking significantly less damage than you are from just about any pawn. Greggly Puff Crab Cakes has not found defense or a white shirt. But she does have Invis 2 on her fighter.
This looks like trolls and scorpions. Like, what is this?
Yeah, that is, straight up the vanilla troll color palette.
Oh, she was expecting that to be a power gauntlet.
Whoops, but goes ahead and swings and is hit for, 400 something damage, so I'm not sure the power gauntlet's gonna matter much.
Yeah, this is pretty much over.
121.18, third orb lit for Crab Cakes. So yeah, the benefit of funneling all that XP into 2 characters is really showing off here. She took that, about 10 minutes trying to get through Ice Cave, and is still significantly ahead.
Yeah, Elastoid is making some pretty good progress going through Earth Cave right now, but everything is going to run from CC. So there's if Elastoid hits a bad part of the encounter table, she conceivably could catch up.
Not if this bat has anything to say about it.
Ah, yes, the payoff.
Anytime.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, anytime someone gets bat blocked for more than 3 seconds, Jake Hoper has a stroke.
Yeah, Elastoid brought a giant bag of money to the Bat Guild this evening.
Oh good, these terrible wizards are running away. Oh, we got Frost D's on the big spike tile for Earth Cave.
Yeah, they don't seem as evasive as they usually are.
No, not at all. And, that'll hit level 32 for Crab Cakes.
Just back the truck right over him.
Crab Cake's also making great time through Earth Cave. Meanwhile, Elastoid gets his second orb lit. Yes, Elastoid does know about Death Touch. He ran into wizards on a spike tile in the Northwest Castle. Ragnarok in chat pointing out the benefits of the 2-man strats. Elastoid's had all 4 of his party members up, and his party members are around level 20, whereas Crab Cakes is level 32.
So, question in chat: is Katana Ninja better than Excal Knight for Temple of Fiends? It depends. And it largely depends on what is the magic available to each other, what are their relative levels, and how nuke happy or punch happy are the fiends. Because that ninja can get a lot of damage out, but also folds like a card table when getting punched by the last three fiends in general.
Yeah, unless you've got a defense sword, you really can't rely on a ninja to survive Kraken 2.
Yeah, I think if you are going to go with a ninja focused party, you need a supporting cast to go with them. Then usually in the form of two powerful nukers in a white mage, which is not available right now.
Nope. And Crab Cakes is doing the final prep for heading into the Temple of Fiends.
Yeah, picking up single target invis to save time. That is a small optimization that I've seen her make time and time again. Avoiding casting invis 2 and just having it try to apply evasion stacks to dead characters.
And at 1 hour, 26 minutes, and 4 seconds, Crab Cakes is the first of our runners to enter the Temple of Fiends Revisited. That's an awful lot of bad men. Finn, stop trying to knock over the microphone, please.
It's okay. My cat is taking a nap on my... Somewhere in the middle of this Temple of Fiends run, she's going to just roll over and pull the cord out of it.
Oh, there it is.
That's,
yeah, if he knocked the thing over, it would have just hit me right in the teeth, so...
Oh, yeah, that's not so good. Oh, those are some really bad men.
Yeah, they're kind of rude.
92 gold in a heel helmet. Heck yeah.
MG Weirdo, I do not think we are going to get carry chests. Crab Cakes is probably feeling that this went a little slow considering how many times she wiped an ice cave. Meanwhile, Elastoid about to get to Kraken, unless these lobsters can stop him. Unlikely.
Alright, fast it up. Let's bonk that Kraken. And that Kraken doing a lot more damage than the Crab Cakes character.
It's funny how levels work like that. Crab Cake's loving these Germadusa fights. There's some free extra XP.
Yeah, 34 on the night right now. Every little bit helps. That is nearly a 500 HP ninja.
And yeah, goodbye, Lich 2. Rumor has it you were a boss, but I've never seen it.
Oh, how about having some more experience?
Mandatory experience.
Too bad. Alright, Elastoid, back to the rock goals. I wonder if Elastoid at this point is wondering, maybe this is just a terrible Temple of Fiends if Crabcakes hasn't finished yet.
It's entirely possible he's thinking that.
Yeah, it's always funny to find out what people are thinking metagame wise, and
No.
let's put the heavily armored fighter up front for this.
He also hasn't made any massive routing mistakes. Yeah, he tried to go to the bottom of Marsh and it didn't pay off, but Marsh was mandatory anyway.
Oh, speaking of experience,
Yeah.
no.
Nah.
Of the scalding water is back.
Yeah, just the biggest thing that's been slowing Elastoid down is keeping all 4 party members alive.
Yeah, everybody here just looking straight up sunburned right now.
Yeah, it's definitely a hot time in the waters tonight. Maybe it's volcanic seas, who knows?
Yeah, just it's not so good when you fall asleep on the beach. All right, our first truly scary portion of the program. All right, lead off quad act. Real good.
Fast cast, test swing, 10 hits, 420 damage. Blaze it on Kraken.
Yes, the fighter. That's a good chunk of damage. I think that would have done a lot more on that thief, but we won't find out.
Nope, that was a very low health Kraken too, so.
Oh, slow 2 hits the ninja. I don't recall if it went off, but more importantly, the knight is fine.
Yep, 10 hits, 246. I imagine we might see. Nope, we're gonna keep fighting, not bother power bonking. Nuke comes out, 120. Tiamat giving us a free turn with some ink. 10 hits, 134 damage. Yeah, now the power bomb's gonna hit. Lit 2, no real damage. Nuke coming out, 119. Just gonna blow through these nukes on Tiamat, 192. Swinging 10 hits, 516. That's more like it damage-wise. Another Lit 2. Nuke for 135. 10 hits, 473, and Tiamat 2 is down.
So, of note, Crabcakes has not used any of the Indiz stacks yet.
Ooh, so yeah, if Chaos is punch happy and these Invis goes off, she should be good to go. And it looks like she's relying on that ninja because she casts fast on him first.
Yeah, that's where
and
the
power
power
bonk down to him. Makes a lot of sense. If in the event that the Chaos is absorb heavy, then that katana is going to be what you want hitting them.
Oh, there's a zap, potentially scary, but no 3 and 256 today.
8 hits, 958. Ooh, that's no good. Ooh, nuke though. 8 hits, 678, and Chaos is terminated. Get your GGs in chat for Crab, who finishes with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 59 seconds. considering how nasty this seed could have been with a party like this melee heavy, that was much faster than I was expecting.
Yeah, getting sent through the ringer in Ice Cave, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, that ice cave was tough to watch. Crab cakes in chat, stupid ice, lol. Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of how we felt here. And with that, Crab Cakes is going to take the match versus Elastoid 2-0.
Alright, so Elastoid digging through the teleporter maze, fortunately not shuffled.
Yeah, I played some shuffled teleporter. Oh, he gets a War Mech right off the bat.
Hold it.
Lucky for him, the War Mech is pretty paper, so...
Yeah, the old janky, broken down Warmech.
This will also be great for him, considering he's been relatively under-leveled going through this. Warmech had a lot of health, but he didn't really hit too hard.
Poor lead ninja just taking naps all the time.
Isn't that what lead ninjas are for?
Oh, round 2.
Let's go. Gosh.
Alright, shall we solve Elastoid's level problem?
Let's seriously.
He's got the Bane Sword, so he's got a strategy for Tia at least.
That's very true, yeah. Even if he doesn't have any other resources, that Bane Sword can take out the big Dragon Queen. Oh, that's right. Bane Sword was actually on the bottom floor of Marsh, and he ended up having to reset out of having it. Yeah, Crab Cakes, you missed the dragon armor in those bottom 2 chests of the top floor of Marsh. Elastoid saying in chat that the Death Touch Wizards and Lit 3 Wraiths made him steer clear of ice. Yeah, we saw you hover over Ice Cave in your airship and then decide to just go somewhere else.
Do I really want to go into the freezer today? Nah, let's go do something else.
Oh, the slimes had stone poison. That's what they had. Fun times.
That's still rude. How about a third Warmech? No? Okay. Who has the Bane sword?
No one's got the Bane sword. He was in the bottom floor of Marsh. He had to reset out of it.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, having used all of the resources on Ormex, this is now a slow fight.
Yeah, it's especially because Tiamat's kind of tanky, so kind of have to hope for crits in order to do damage.
Well, there was a power gauntlet all along. Come on, man.
And there we go. Elastoid finally gets his fourth orb lit at an hour and 40 minutes and 50 seconds.
Stake to go.
Yeah, guaranteed.
Rise from your grave, thief. It is time for you to be a meat shield.
Exactly as you were in Sky. Yeah, Elastoid, the third ribbon was in Sky. Let's see how these bad men treat Elastoid. Ah, he runs away nice and quick.
Yeah, not so many bad men here.
And Elastoid about to find out just how weak Lich 1 is. Wow, he managed to survive an entire battle round.
Mandatory bugs.
Yep. With their pet giant.
Oh, they just moved the unrunnables one formation over. I see.
Yeah, exactly. Elastoid giving us the Agma fact that he almost always hates seeing them in Temple of Fiends Revisited. Crabcake's disagreeing.
It's a pretty big hit from Carrie.
But Carrie takes a big hit and goes down to it.
Well, now it's your turn to see unrunnables that Crabcakes did not see. And I don't think we've seen this formation the entire game, actually.
I saw it on Crabcake's side when she was diving C, I think. She had an unrunnable formation that just had gray sharks in it. Oh, if it doesn't show up in C, then never mind. Oh, if it's the B side of the same encounter, then basically we saw it. Ooh, Kraken getting erased by Elastoid. You don't see that every day.
Yeah, real good timing on that Quad X there, but you're gonna have to put in a little more effort on this Tiamat.
Going for Quad X strats, not quite yet. Say goodnight to that ninja. Tier 4 coming out just a step too late.
Yeah, that even sticking that ninja in the back row, still dies, and
Yep.
And there's the Iron Goal, reminding everyone that you can watch for crazy flag shenanigans to be run, courtesy of Gouda and his crew.
Yeah, I love the Iron Goal Heavyweight Championship series. You get to see all kinds of madness that this seed can, that these game can produce. And at 148.15, Elastoid is taking on Chaos. Getting the buffs out.
Yep, and with the double invis coming out and going with the ninja strats, this should be pretty quick.
It certainly should. Go ahead and hitting up the power bonk.
Hey, some chip damage from that Vorpal. I'm helping.
Yeah, oh, and there it is. And Elastoid finishes with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 49 minutes, and 16 seconds. GG, Elastoid. Elastoid, did you want to come in for an interview? And we are joined by Elastoid. GG.
Yeah, thank you. Big GG to Crab Cakes.
So, unfortunately, this is going to spell the end of your time in the tournament. What would you like to talk to us about your experience with the whole thing?
Yeah, the tournament's long. It was real fun to begin with, and then it's just when you run a lot of Final Fantasy randomizer seeds, they could be real frustrating, and it's one of those things where my will to continue sort of petered out around the fourth round of Swiss. And if I'm gonna get knocked out, I'm not really sad that it's the first round, and it's hard to get knocked out by a better runner than Crab Cake, so that's totally fine for me.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. That's it sucks that you're done, but I'm glad that it's treating you well.
Yeah, well, I mean, the other thing is this time, I mean, I didn't have the best time, but I put in a pretty good time for this seed, considering everything that was out there and just the parties that we had. Like, I think a lot of other runners might lose to the time that I put in. So, I mean, I lost by virtue of Crab Cakes being absolutely insane. I said in the first race when I lost without having an orblet yet that when Crab Cakes is on her game, there isn't anybody else in the tournament who can really stop her. And she's on her game right now. So definitely GG to her.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure to call both of these races. I was glad to get to watch you compete. You definitely would have beat me in this seed. I would still be banging my head against something.
The first race, it as far as my performance was concerned in the first race, it didn't happen. Like, I'm pretty sure that if Crab Cakes, after winning the race, had just loaded up the seed and started new game and run through the seed again, she would beat me before I finished. So,
yeah, it was a bit of a drubbing.
Yeah, this race definitely. I mean, I still lost, but I put in a much better effort, and I'm happy with the way I'm going out of here.
I'm glad to hear it. Do you have any final thoughts about your time in the tournament or this seed?
No, just like a big thank you to you guys for doing the commentary, and thank you to Speed Gaming for hosting this. And yeah, thank you to all the community members who were contributing to and continue to contribute to make this tournament a thing.
Excellent. Edgeworth, you have anything you'd like to add?
No, just congratulations to both the runners for putting up a fine tournament performance so far. Sad to see you go, Elastoid, but you just ran into a buzzsaw. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, it happens, I had a 1 in 4 chance of being paired against Crab Cakes. I've been lucky for a while this tournament, but my luck definitely ran out when the pairings were done.
All right, well, with that, we are going to call it an evening. Please follow our runners. They put on a fantastic show for you tonight. Please follow my co-commentator Edgeworth and our tracker Reese Wolf. Also, don't forget to follow Speed Gaming. If you watched this race and thought, wow, that looks like fun, how do I get involved? Go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. You can brew yourself up a seed and have some fun playing. If you've got any questions about how to run, how to route, join us on the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord. We'll be happy to answer any of the questions there for you. And you'll get to, in the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord, you'll get to find out exactly when all of the rest of this tournament action is taking place. GG to our runners, and y'all have a good night.